This today, we will hold Aaron and Brian Allen, kind of standard. Rob tweaked his calf the other day, so we'll be smart with him as well.
Will he not play Sunday?
No, he'll be questionable for the game, so we'll take it. We'll see over the next couple days.
If he can't go, would it be like Joe Nolan?
We'll work through those things over the next couple days.
You anticipate that he'll play?
Yeah, we'll see. We're just, it's one of those deals that anytime with these soft tissues, you just want to be smart and got a couple days, so we'll kind of take it a day at a time.
What have you seen from the new kicker?
He's done a good job. He did a nice job yesterday. A lot of the things that we talked about that Chase and Spring liked kind of came to life, and it was good to be able to see him perform the way that he did yesterday.
So
He'll be ready to go.
you have confidence going into
I do, absolutely, yes.
I guess Sean, along those lines, is it safe to say he's the guy on Sunday?
He is, yep, safe to say.
With Matthew with the hip contusion a couple of weeks ago, how have you guys been managing that? I know he has not been limited on the practice reports.
Sure.
But how have you guys been managing that? And then also, how is he doing? Is he still experiencing symptoms, or is he sort of
I think he'd be better equipped to answer that for you. These guys, you monitor them all the time. He's had certain treatments that he's gone through to manage that, but like you mentioned, it hasn't limited his, he's been a full participant in all of our practices.
Has that been with Cooper too, as he's come back from the hamstring? Has there been any, have you guys been, I know you talked about it.
When you deal with some of these skilled players, Sarah, that accumulate a lot of yardage, you're smart in terms of managing that workload. But as far as his overall, participation, nothing's been limited in that regard.
You seem a little, for a Friday,
Tired.
yeah. Is that
I'm getting caught up, everything that went on this week, I got way behind. So still have a lot of work to do.
is everything going?
Oh, yeah, everything's good. Yeah, everything's good, but the sleep thing is real, No, everything is great. I appreciate you asking about that. Everything is all good, but, we are creatures of habit in terms of our rhythm and routine, and I get a little edgy and irritable when that gets a little off. And so most importantly, it's about our players feeling good. And then I'll just have a little bit of extra work to do kind of on the back end just to get up to speed so that you're ready to go. And there's plenty of time to be able to do that by Sunday at noon or whatever time we kick off there. But the lack of sleep earlier on in the week, I've taken pretty good care of myself for the most part this year. And that shit is real when you lose it, So that's what you're sensing from me right now.
And, the NFL never stops. Obviously, you guys keep going, but do you, and I know your parents are here and stuff, but are you able to kind of step back and take care of yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I am. I think I've done a much better job of that. And then it's obviously unique circumstances like what we're presented. And because of when we ended up inducing in the middle of the night, kind of Monday night and Tuesday night, you end up losing out on a lot of sleep that you're accustomed to getting. And so there's nothing more important than that. But then you still also want to be able to fulfill your responsibilities and be here and try to be present. But to say there wasn't some time lost, but I have total trust and confidence. Our staff's done an excellent job. Mike LaFleur and the rest of the offensive staff, and Raheem and the defensive coaches, Chase and Spring on special teams. So tremendous confidence in what those guys have done. But when you've kind of got a rhythm and routine, you like to feel like Fridays represent kind of putting the final bow and being in a good position to be able to kind of do your final prep over the next day or so. And there'll be a little bit more of that I'll have to do just because of where I'm at in my normal rhythm and routine. But everything is good, and we'll be in good shape. But you sensed accurately.
When you find out you're expecting during the season, is there anything you put in place as options, or just how you mentally prepare for that?
No, not really. I think, Veronica did such a good job of being able to just handle everything so seamlessly. You kind of know when you want to be there for the appointments. And we had an idea, the induction date was set, on a Tuesday, and, all those things were kind of part of the planning process. Now, as sometimes things go differently according to plan. Fortunately, it did go according to plan for us, but, he's healthy and mom and baby are doing good. So that's all you can ask for.
Were you guys able to increase Ernest Jones' reps this week?
Yes.
Where you mentioned he would be more
Yeah, he's feeling good. You know, there was a couple weeks ago, you could just see he wasn't moving quite like himself. And so you're seeing the earnest that we've all been accustomed to. He's done really well, and that's why he'll have the dot again this week.
When you do have a player like Matthew who's gone through an injury that, at least from the outside, when he was playing through it and gutting through that game, looked painful. And
Yeah.
you're managing that, and he's saying he's good, he's saying he's good, he's saying he's good. How do you guys, as a collective, sort of maybe pry a little deeper with someone who's so accustomed for a long time to kind of toughing through stuff?
I think somebody like him is, very well equipped to, articulate his symptoms so then you can treat him appropriately. And so you never want to put guys in harm's way. There's been things that he's done to manage that, over the last handful of weeks that, shows his commitment to our team and to being available and being a full participant. But he does a lot of body work outside of that. When you play the way that he plays, and, you even see him activating his legs a little bit more this year, and you want to try to take those hits off him as much as possible. But he's such a competitor, and that's one of his elite traits is sit in there, stare down the field, not watch the rush. And so more than anything, I would say, to go back to your original question, it's about asking him, deferring to the experts, and then, making sure that, we do a good job of, if you are leaving yourself susceptible to further injuries, then that's where you got to be able to step in and protect the player from himself. And, those situations can sometimes come up, and he is as tough as it gets, though. We know that much.
This is a dumb question, but does it still, when you guys are watching film or even in person, when he takes off and he's been running more than he has in like his entire career.
Yeah.
When he takes off for those keepers, does it still shock you guys or surprise you guys a little bit? when he does that?
Not really. His athleticism, he got on the tennis court a little bit this offseason. He looked like Alcaraz out there just moving and navigating the court. So he is, I think just the work he puts in, I think he's a much better athlete than what he's given credit for from the outside perspective. It's just, you have to use that tool in your tool belt. And, I thought that was going to be the turning point in the game when he ended up rushing for the conversion on the 3rd down and 7 to get 8 yards. And, you just look at what that does to the team, the way that he competes. And so I've been really pleased with him. He's done an excellent job leading the way. All right. Thanks, guys.